Today we're at Smallwood Steam Fair.
In part one of our trip to the steam rally, we have engines, we have a multitude of tanks, and we also have some really fascinating history. See a glimpse of part two at the end of the video.
There should be lots going on today. We've got dog events, we've got tractors, we've got motorbike, stunt riders,
and everything.
Military, you name it, we've got it. So let's go and explore. Is this yours?
Yes.
Can you tell me a bit about it?
Yes. So this is an Alva Scimitar CVRT. So it's basically an armoured reconnaissance vehicle. They were in service for the British Army from 1973 to 2023.
How old's this one?
This one is 1975.
1975.
Yeah.
So has this seen any action in its time?
Not that I'm aware of. Difficult to tell some of the history of them. This one was used. It was used as a prototype vehicle for some of the turret life extension program. So the main armament is a 30mm Radin cannon, and then the secondary armament on this one is unusual because it's actually a chain gun rather than normal GPMG. So it reduces the fumes inside the turret to make life a little bit more pleasant.
That's better.
It's got the original Jaguar J60 petrol engine in.
Yeah.
So it's a 6-cylinder twin overhead cam engine, same as in some Jaguar cars actually. But these are very light. They're less than 8 tons, so they do go 50 miles an hour on the road. So absolutely
Really?
fast.
And where'd you keep this?
In a friend's yard. So not on the drive.
No. You don't drive around town then to do your shopping?
No, I do suppose it's road registered and you take it on the road.
Oh my word.
So it always makes people smile when you take it on the road.
Yeah, thank you. Private Benjamin. I used to love that when I was young.
My Lizzie.
Is this your Lizzie, is it? Oh, can you tell me about her, please?
It's a replica of an Edwardian motor car that was borrowed from its wealthy owner at Baden-Powell's suggestion and converted into an ambulance. We don't know how many were done, but Baden-Powell had been over to France in 1915 and he could see that they were desperately short of motor ambulances. So he came home to England and wondered what he could do to help, and he realised that most towns and cities were holding flag days, selling flags at a penny each, and trying to raise enough money to buy a brand new ambulance for about £1,200. And he said, this is no good, it's taking forever, it'll take you 2 years to get the money and then they've got to build it, we want them now. So he thought, what could he do? Well, he realised a lot of his friends were the wealthy gentlemen who lived in the big country houses, and he knew that they'd all bought an Edwardian motor car, in places like Downton Abbey I'm talking about now.
Yeah.
The cars were not being used because there was no petrol for private motoring, and also in those days the only person who would drive the car would be the young chauffeur, because he had to be a bit of a mechanic because the cars weren't very reliable, they kept breaking down and he had to be able to fix it, you see. Well, of course, he'd answered the King's call to arms. He joined up. He was in the army or the navy, so the cars were just gathering dust, and nobody else. Oh no, the butler, he wasn't going to touch it. No ways. I'm not going to get my hands dirty on that old fandangle machine. So they just stayed there. So Baden-Powell put the word out, can we borrow your motor car? And this is what we're going to do. We'll remove the coach-built body, which was a separate item in those days. In those days, you bought your rolling chassis from the motor manufacturer, and then you then went to your coach builder to order the body. And of course, you could have the standard basic one, or the deluxe one, or the super deluxe one, depending on how much you wanted to impress your neighbours. And so that was quite easy to remove, no complicated wiring or anything. Get the local joiner to knock up a big wooden box, which is basically all that is. Metal hoops off the blacksmith, canvas cover, quick coat of paint off the France battlefield ambulance. 2 weeks maximum, and it's on the boat,
Wow.
So
That's a really interesting history.
And in France, the main job, we don't know, there'll be all sorts of jobs, but the main job was to transport seriously wounded soldiers from regimental aid posts to hospital. The army set up a regimental aid post about a couple of 100 yards back from the fighting every quarter of a mile or so. Loads of them, and that would be an officer and half a dozen first aid orderlies, and the casualties would be taken there, and if they could patch them up and send them back to fight, they did. But if they're more seriously injured and needed a ride to hospital, that's what we wanted the ambulances for. And this will carry 2, some would carry 4, but if the hospital was 10 miles away and there was bumpy fields and roads with potholes in, it'd take a while. And again, the men carried a tent and cooking equipment and so forth, but we think they wouldn't need to use that much, because when they got to the hospital they'd have a kitchen for feeding the staff and the patients, so I reckon they'd feed them at night, and they'd probably let them stay there at night so ready for the next day. So they were a vital part of the chain. And the judge last year decided that all that was made me the best vehicle in the show, so hence the big cup.
That's brilliant. Oh yes, I've seen the cup. Let me have a look at the cup.
Got to give it back today.
Oh wow, it is though. It's fantastic. It's a great story, a great history. Thank you for talking to me.
It's a Rio M35A2, 1957. Predominantly a cargo truck or troop carrier for the US Army. Yeah.
So, how old's this one then, sorry?
Registered 57.
57.
Yeah.
So has this been anywhere of note?
Not that we really know of. Last known place was in storage in Germany in Kaiserslautern. I'm thinking it came out in 2004.
So where do you store something this large?
It's just in the back garden. Wherever.
Oh, it's great. I mean, I'm assuming you can just drive around in it?
Yeah, you can just drive it on a car licence. There's historic vehicles you can just drive on a car licence.
It's great to take the family out.
Well, yeah, not the most comfortable or economic, but yeah, it's a good bit of fun.
What do you do to the gallon?
It's about 10.
10 to the gallon?
Yeah.
Oh my word.
It depends what you're doing, really.
Yeah.
I've never clocked it because there's just no point. But it is a multi-fuel engine, so it'll run on anything from diesel to petrol. You have to put some oil in it if you use petrol,
Oh, that's really, I didn't realise they could run on multi-fuel.
Yeah, like I say, it's predominantly a diesel engine, but it will run on pretty much anything.
Even
get you out
oil.
of trouble.
Reminds me of stuff from the MASH, that period.
Yes, yeah, it does, isn't it, rather?
So this is obviously post Second World War.
Yeah.
They still use the same trucks, the US Army, but they're to the A3 standard now, so they have a different engine and different gearbox and super single tyres.
Brilliant, thank you.
No worries.
Thank you very much.
This is an AC Militant Mark III recovery vehicle. So this recovery vehicle was introduced in the early 1970s. It replaced the Scammell Explorer, and then was replaced in turn by the Foden recovery vehicle. So it's the vehicle in between. So It was used to recover all in-service wheeled vehicles in the British Army and the light and medium tracked and armoured vehicles. It's got a 15-ton winch on it, 5-ton crane, 6-wheel drive, pretty capable vehicle. Operated by the REME, by the Royal Electrical and Mechanical Engineers.
Wow, that's amazing. I wouldn't have even thought anything like that looking at it. That's great. Thank you. So how long have you had this? How long have you had it?
10 years now.
So is she a she? Yes.
Yeah, it's a she, yeah.
It's a she. So what was she like this when you had her, or did you have to restore her?
I've done a lot to it in the last 10 years. It was all painted up.
Yeah.
Put a new firebox in it and various bits, and did the gears, did all the emotional work in the last 2 or 3 years actually. So yeah, it's ongoing all the time to look after it.
I mean, it's stunningly beautiful, it really is.
Yeah.
I mean, out of all the ones here, I think this is the nicest.
That's right.
It's lovely. So where do you come from?
Fife from Scotland.
You come all the way down here from Fife?
250 miles, yeah.
Oh my word. I'm assuming you're staying over.
Yeah.
You didn't actually drive it down.
No, probably the wagons, yeah.
So do you keep this on your drive then or somewhere?
Oh, a big yard. Big space, yeah.
That's handy. Yeah, she's absolutely lovely.
Yeah.
Thank you.
No problem.
Hello gents.
Hello. Hi.
Hi. Can you tell me a bit about your wonderful machine?
It's a road roller.
Right.
Technically, it's a patching roller.
Okay.
It was built in 1946 and worked for King's Lynn Dock and Railway Company until 1962. And I've had it for 30 years.
Yes. So is it working okay then when you had it, or have you had to restore it?
Over the years I've done an awful lot of work to it. I don't think there's much of it. I've not had a part for one reason or another, and now I'm carefully wearing it out again.
So what sort of speed can it do?
For a roller it's quite nippy,
Right.
and we can average, if we're going on a run somewhere, 5 miles an hour.
Right.
Which,
yeah.
considering we have to stop, well, once every hour and a half to fill up with water and re-oil everything. So
Yes.
I would guess it does about 6 miles an hour.
Yeah. So where's this come from now? Where is it from now?
It lives in Winsford now,
So not too far then.
not too far, no. So
I was assuming you didn't drive it here.
Sorry?
You didn't drive it here, did you?
Yes.
You did?
Yes.
All right. So how long did it take you?
The living van and the trailer. It took us ages because there was an awful lot of pubs kept getting in the way.
Yes. I can understand that one.
It's a refuel of both senses.
Thank you.
Okay.
So Ruston, 1912,
Right.
8 horse agriculture.
Right. And where's this come from?
Spent a fair bit of time down in Lincolnshire.
Oh right, Lincolnshire.
Yeah, Spalding. And then sat outside for 50 years.
Really? So has it you has it been sort of done up, or is this how it was?
No, it's pretty much how it was. It was done up in the 50s. It was absolutely immaculate.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, just sort of got parked up and forgotten about for a while.
It's a beast of a machine, isn't it?
Yeah, she's a big girl.
Where is she kept then?
Down in Sutton, Macclesfield.
Right. How that wheel's nearly as tall as you, Sander. Actually, I'd say it's probably a little taller than you. Oh, well, not far off anyway. Hi. Oh, it's lovely. So have you maintained this, obviously?
Yes.
And so did you buy it like this, or did you make it?
No, I bought it. I bought it from an engineer down in Cambridge.
Right.
He took about 6 years to build it. He ran it for about 5 years, and unfortunately he passed on.
Yeah.
And the kids weren't interested, so I bought it off him.
That's so lovely. It's really cute. So how much fuel do you have to put into it to?
Depends on what you're doing. If you're buzzing around, you're burning quite a lot of coal. But if you're just sitting here, you just.
How fast does it go then?
Top gear, you can go about a good walking pace, 5 miles an hour. Second class riders better than first class walkers, I'd say.
That's lovely.
Built in 2018.
2018?
Yeah.
Just lovely. So do you come to these events? Sorry, 2016?
Yeah.
Okay, so do you come to these events quite often with?
Yeah.
Is it he or she?
It's a he. This one's that's my granddad, Bert.
Oh.
Yeah, this is our second year up here. But we normally rally down south, we're from Hereford.
Right.
So this is the furthest we go up. So we used
It's a long way to come. I hope you didn't ride it all the way.
No, when I took a few weeks off work. No, about 3 hours for us.
3 hours, yeah. It's just lovely. It's nice to see. Isn't that beautiful? Thank you. Okay. So, what exactly is this engine?
Well, they're old vintage stationary engines that used to run like corn mills and farm machinery, stuff like that. And obviously now, we exhibit them now, so we'll show the world basically what they're about and what they did. So this one, the Fairbanks, which is in the middle, is the Fairbanks Moore Z, which now runs the jumping gymnastic pegs.
Right.
Which is like a bit of a gimmick thing, really. I only bought that for the engine, the little jack engine that's on it, and I took the wood apart, and then I just seen all the pegs inside. It's like a bit of a wind kind of thing. That was rather cool. So obviously exhibit, and then the Lister D down at the end was my late father's. Unfortunately, never got to exhibit it. So yeah, he put the alternator on and everything, which then charged the caravan battery for me for the night time, so I don't need generators.
Wow. That's amazing. So
the dad sign, the spanner sign that a lot of people do ask questions about.
Yeah.
When my dad passed away, he didn't like flowers or anything like that. So we're thinking, what could we do? And then 12 o'clock at night, it comes to me brain that let's make a dad sign out of spanners for him.
That's brilliant.
And it just works. Everybody loves it.
Yeah.
Because everybody can relate to it, kind of thing.
Of course, yes. Yes. So how long how much fuel does it take to run like that?
Roughly about 2 to 3 litres a day, and they're running from basically 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock till 4, 5 o'clock in the afternoon.
Oh, that's not bad.
Yeah, they're not. But it all depends on what's running on them. Basically, if I've got a couple of batteries on the list, it will go through a tank a day due to the demand on it. But no, normally it's just ticking over like this. It's about 2 to 3 litres a day.
Can't do much for your flatbed.
Quite flexible to be honest.
It's really good. It's different. I've not seen anything like that.
Oh, thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Part 2 will be the same time next week, and coming up in part 2 we have bikes, lots of them. cars from all kinds of eras, and a very familiar American school bus.